GM fam, it's Daito here with a updated parallel trading card game video. So we just broke into the top 100 players on ranked ladder, and we did it using this Kathy deck. So I wanted to share kind of the cards and the play style that I've been using primarily since the last patch in order to get back into the top 100. I'll definitely share this deck code at the at the end of the video and also in the comments below. But real quick, if you look at this deck, keep in mind, we're still free to play, so we haven't dropped any money on this game, and so we're very much just playing with the cards that we're lucky enough to unpack, when we complete missions and quests and level up our battle pass and whatnot. So this is very much a budget Kathy Marcolian deck. So you can see, we don't even have any trigger happy troopers, which I'm super sad about. This would make our deck really, really good. We're also missing other critical elements like artillery volley, and things like this neutron bomb, or one or two more orbital strikes. But we do what we can with what we got, and so far it's working out pretty well. But let's go ahead and jump in a match so I can kind of walk y'all through some of the key decisions that we make on any given matchup. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, looks like we're playing against another Kathy that's also diamond ranked. So I tend to, in these mirror matches, typically the person that goes first is the one that wins. But we'll see how this goes. Obviously, our decks are going to be different. First things first, I'm looking for cost 1 cards in order to open the gate, especially against the Kathy. And I don't think this Iron Core Rifleman doesn't scale. It doesn't have the potential to pwn the opening of the game, so I'm ditching that one too. So we got all new 5 new cards, and we're gonna start from there. We're gonna bank this Orbital Strike because it's cost 5, and we're nowhere near needing that yet. And then we're gonna drop this heavy weapons team for our turn 1. Now, I love 1-cost cards with Kathy because you have to take advantage of her passive ability, which is the second unit you play each turn gains +1/+1. What's the point of even playing Kathy unless you're dropping 2 units on every turn? My ideal starting hand is freaking 4 1-cost cards and a combat veteran or something like that. So that's definitely what I'm looking for to open things up. So now that we have this trigger happy trooper out here, there's no way I'm dropping this rifle corpsman, because the trigger happy trooper would just kill him. So we're dropping things that can survive. We don't need card draw yet right now. And then so we're dropping this combat veteran. Done there, done that. Because it can't be killed in 1 shot. So right here, I'm really I'm liking the look of our turn 3 because we're going to be able to drop 2 units. And then on turn 4, we can drop our fire support base, which buffs all of our enemies, or buffs all of our units. But it's very important when you're playing Kathy to strategically pick which second unit you're putting out that gets the buff. A lot of people always opt to buff the biggest and baddest card, but that's not necessarily the case all the time. Sometimes you want a field of, mediocre, okay units. And so dropping something like the Marcolian Bannerman second might make sense for us. But the fact that this guy right here, the fact that this Iron Core Rifleman has armed makes him dangerous. And I kind of want to make him super dangerous. So we're definitely not going to need this 5-card draw anytime soon. So we are going to dump that. And then, like I mentioned before, actually, yeah, like I mentioned before, I want this Iron Core Rifleman to be super scary. So we're going to drop him second.
Stand proud, Marcolians.
Positioning wise, if you were playing against somebody like Earthen and you know they have decay, you always want to put your meteor units on the outside so that they don't hurt each other and decay one another. So for example, if he dropped decay right now, our unit in the middle would die, and then these two would stay alive on the outside.
Defeat shall triumph.
So our turn 4 is looking very promising. We might be able to take out his heavy weapons team with our Iron Core Rifleman. Yep, we're going to be able to, because we're going to drop our fire support base. This looks very good for us.
Open fire. Defeat shall triumph.
Okay. So maybe we're taking out his other trigger-happy trooper. Do I want to blast something for 2 damage? I do not. So unfortunately, we are going to bank this artillery gunman, I believe. Actually, no. I do want to blast something for 2. Yeah, let's hold on to this fire support base. Oh, but we can't bank this. That's the problem. We can't bank our Crimson Fleet Machinist because he's going to give us another unit. So another option here is to actually go for our other unit. We know we have a 3-cost vehicle.
Defeat shall triumph.
Right there. The Longbow Personal Carrier. And we want to drop that. And notice, we know we want to drop this second because then it's a defensive unit that's going to get a +1. It's very important to try to get a +1 on this Longbow Personal Carrier so that it actually does damage while it's defending. And now we're going to use Arm to take out his trigger-happy trooper. This Iron Core Rifleman is very, very scary to him right now. So this card draw is very cool. It lets us draw 2 cards if we've assaulted the enemy. And we're probably not going to bank that, but we'll see. We really want to try to get our fire support base out on the next turn. It'd be really cool if we got a 1-cost card. The other thing to keep in mind with Kathy is there aren't many situations where you are going to want to give the +1/+1 bonus to a card that cannot attack.
Another day.
All right, and the opponent conceded as I was answering the door. So that's Dunzo Babunzo. Well, that was cool. So we just beat another diamond character and they knew what was what. I'd say the advantage that we had there was we got way more +1/+1s than they did because we were dropping 2 units on turns and they weren't. That is what makes or breaks Kathy.